Hey everybody, Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another video. This time we're going to be taking a look at my weekly fragrance rotation. So I just did my first video of this last week and now I'm back with another one. So we're going to be covering from Wednesday, April 17th to Tuesday, April 23rd. Like always, I'm going to tell you which fragrance I wore for each day, just kind of what I think of them and things like that. Before we get started though, don't forget to subscribe and also turn on post notifications. Also leave a comment down below which fragrances you wore last week. Now let's go and get started. Starting off with Wednesday the 17th, I wore Roja Parfums Elysium. This is one of my favorites for springtime, for summertime, really for just about any time of the year I wear it. It is more suited for spring and summer, warm weather. This is one that I do wear year round just because of how versatile it is. It works pretty much whenever. Like I said though, definitely suited for warmer weather, so spring and summertime. And here lately it's been warming up. Perfect temperatures to be wearing Elysium. So I was definitely happy with breaking this one out and wearing it. I get questions about the performance all the time. The Parfum Cologne, which is this blue bottle, I get about 6 to 7 hours longevity and decent projection throughout. So that's pretty solid for me. And with the Extrait version, which is this one right here, I get over 10 hours longevity. It lasts an extremely long time, but it does sit a little bit closer to the skin on me. So really when it comes down to picking which one of these you want, there is obviously the huge price difference. You're talking, I think, close to $400 for 50 ml for this one and like $290 for 100 ml for this one. So there's a pretty big difference, but when it comes down to it and you had to pick and choose, this one overall lasts longer but doesn't project as much. This one projects more, doesn't last quite as long. There are a few differences in scent as well. This one has more depth, it's a little bit more rich and has less of that citrus pop like this one. So there are a few differences here and there. And again, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I get questions about the performance and things like that all the time. So typically what I do is I actually layer these two together. I'll do 1 or 2 sprays of the Extrait and I'll do 1 or 2 sprays of the Parfum Cologne and I'm pretty much set. Obviously not everyone's going to go out and buy both versions just to layer. You really had to kind of pick and choose if you want more projection or if you want more longevity. It's really up to you. So Wednesday I kicked off my week with Elysium. Like I said, this is one of my favorites to wear all year round, but here in spring and summer I love to wear this one. The citrus and vetiver mix is just phenomenal. This is one of my favorites of all time. On to Thursday, I wore Xerjoff 40 Knots. So I actually got this bottle in on Thursday, which is why it was my scent of the day. Really pumped to have this one. I've been looking to pick this up for a long time, like over a year. I've been trying to, track down a bottle. I was really close to just buying it full retail off of like Lucky Scent or something like that, but I really wanted to get my hands on the older bottle style. I really like how this looks. Xerjoff is using the newer bottle style, which still looks great, still looks fine. I'm sure the scent is the same, but I really wanted to get my hands on this one. I would see them pop up on Facebook and stuff like that, but I would always be too late. Someone else would buy it before me, but I finally got my hands on it and I'm glad I did. Bradley over at the channel Triple Ink talked about this one quite a bit, which is where I first heard about it and wanted to get it. He's a big fan of aquatics and marine fragrances, so am I. And when I heard him talking about this one, I pretty much had to have it. And I will say this is not what I was expecting. This does have a lot of depth. It is a little bit sweet, but it does smell phenomenal. I am planning on doing a review on it here pretty soon, within maybe a month or so, depending on what I have time for, because this stuff is really nice. So I wore this one on Thursday. It smells great. My girlfriend likes this one quite a bit, and it's just a really good fragrance. So I wore this one Thursday, Xerjoff 40 Knots. All right, on to Friday, I wore Bergamot Soleil by Atelier Cologne. So this is one that I've actually done a review on the channel already. You can go check that out for more information on the scent. But this stuff is really nice. It's a fantastic bergamot scent. As by the name implies, Bergamot Soleil, you get a ton of bergamot. It's very tart, it's bright, it's juicy. It just smells really good, as you would expect. If you're not a fan of bergamot or citrus scents, you're going to want to pass on this one because there's a ton of bergamot, there's a ton of citrus. That's really what this scent is all about. For me personally, I love bergamot and I love citrus in general. So this one is, one that really just won me over. Love how it smells. That bergamot opening is something that just really invigorates you and just catches you off guard. It just is really like a pop in the face. It just smells really nice. It's just a very authentic bergamot, nice and tart. It smells like you're just ripping the peel off of it and smelling it. It's that good. This stuff just smells incredible. As it's warming up here, it's definitely more fitting to start wearing this one. This is one of those ones that would be really, really good in the high temperatures. We're not quite there yet where we live, but once we get into summer where it's going to be getting up in the really, really high, like upper 80s, 90s, somewhere around there with humidity, this is one that I'm probably going to be reaching for quite a bit just because of all that citrus, that bergamot. It's one that's going to be refreshing and just smells great. And there aren't really that many fragrances that I would wear in that type of temperature. Dior Homme Cologne would be another one that I would wear. This is one that I'll probably be wearing in temperatures like that. A lot of times when it gets super, super hot, you may be better off not really wearing a fragrance at all, or if you do want to wear one, just go very low on sprays. But this is one that I'm really excited to test out in the super high temperatures like that, because I think it's going to do pretty well. I don't know for sure though, because I picked this one up over the winter, haven't had a chance to wear it into that high summer heat, but we'll have to see. So yeah, Friday I wore Atelier Cologne Bergamot Soleil. Highly recommend you check this one out. If you're looking for a good citrus scent, this is one that you'll want to try. You can grab a decant of it or something like that. And if you want to learn how to build up your collection by decanting, definitely check out my course down below or go to chaosfragrances.com. That way you can take the fragrances that you already have, decant them out, and use that money to invest back into buying more fragrances. It's a great way to earn your money back and keep building up your collection. So check it out down below, chaosfragrances.com. On Saturday, I wore Guess 1981 Indigo. So I was wearing this one a little bit more before I decided to record my review on this one, which just went out yesterday. So if you want to know more about this in detail, check out that review. In my opinion, this is a really, really, really nice, cheap scent. It's a great pickup, around $20 online for a 100ml bottle. It just smells really nice for that price. It has really nice performance. It smells good. It is unique compared to a lot of the other cheap fragrances that are out there. And one thing I touched on in the review, when you look at the bottle, you may notice it has blue color fragrance. You may be thinking, oh, it's going to be another one of those Ambroxan, bergamot type of scents, like a Sauvage, Dylan Blue, Atlantique, Bleu de Chanel, and so on. But it's not like any of those at all. This pretty much goes in its own direction and does something completely different. It utilizes coconut, fig, iris, and cedar wood, and that's a very interesting combination of notes. And when I first sprayed it on, wasn't really too sure about it, but over time as it developed, I really started to come around to it. Definitely has a nice unique factor with a little bit of a mass appeal, so really, really solid stuff. Again, I go into more detail in my review. I don't want to spend too much time here, but if you're looking for a really, really solid cheap fragrance for summer that you can wear that has good performance and things like that, you have to check this one out. I have been trying to pick up some cheap fragrances, some affordable fragrances to review for you guys. I'm trying to find some hidden gems and things like that. This one has been talked about. I know I didn't discover this myself, but out of the ones that I've picked up so far, the cheap fragrances that is, this one's my favorite. I'm really liking this one a whole lot. So the hunt continues. I'm still going to be looking for some really, really solid cheap fragrances. I kind of want to do another list video for some affordable fragrances for summer. I want to try to compile a bunch of them, make like a starter pack or something like that, something along those lines. So we'll have to see, but I wore this one on Saturday. Really, really nice stuff. So now we're on to Sunday. This was Easter Sunday, and what I chose to wear for that day was this guy, Creed Aventus. And I also decided to be fancy that day and layer Aventus perfumed oil underneath it. I've had this stuff for quite a while and I never really use it, as you can tell by the level of it. But I did, I think, 1 or 2 sprays just kind of in my hands and then rubbed it into my neck and then sprayed Aventus over top. It makes a really nice layer. It moisturizes your skin and gives the Aventus like a base to sit on, and it works out really nice. So believe it or not, I actually haven't been wearing Aventus all that much. I've been trying to cut back on it a little bit and try to wear some more fragrances, because if I'm being completely honest, I could pretty much wear Aventus every day and not have any regrets at all. I would be perfectly fine with wearing this every day. And I knew that was a little bit of an issue. That's something I want to fix. I have a lot of other fragrances that I need to wear. I've been getting in a lot of new fragrances I need to be testing. So I've been trying to put Aventus on the back burner a little bit. And besides wearing it on Sunday, before that, it had been, a few weeks, maybe a little over a month since I've worn this. So decided to break it out on Easter just for, a special day, because I am a huge fan of the scent. But now after that, probably going to be trying to push this one back again, trying to work some of these other fragrances in as time goes on. With that being said though, Aventus is one of my favorite summer scents. It's another great all year round scent. Like I said earlier about Elysium, I wear it all year round, but it does shine in spring and summertime. So over summer, I do plan on working this one in quite a bit, but for the time being, I'm trying to cut back on it and focus on some other stuff. So like I said, Aventus on Sunday, Easter Sunday, layered the two together, the perfumed oil and the actual Aventus. Rolling into Monday, I went with Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. So I'm getting pretty low, running down to the end on this bottle here. I do plan on picking up another one of these bottles because I really like the scent. I also plan on checking out Light Blue Sun, the new flanker that came out. I'm really close to just buying it retail because I have been hearing, a decent amount of positive feedback. I'm still kind of hesitant just because I hate buying stuff at retail. This is a nice, salty, and somewhat sweet marine aquatic scent. Just smells really, really, really nice. Really, really good stuff here. It performs better than the original Light Blue, which is always a plus. It's just a really pleasant, nice scent. And yeah, I wore this one on Monday. It's a really good dumb reach. It's just easy to wear. Just grabbed it and sprayed it on, and it worked out good. And on to Tuesday, I went with Parfums Vintage Pineapple Vintage Intense. So I went with this guy right here. It's another really, really great scent. Kind of in the Aventus category, I know, so I might have been cheating a little bit with that. But this takes the pineapple note, amps it up even more, has a nice, bright, juicy pineapple in the opening with woods and musks. I don't know how to describe the scent. You all know how it is by now. In terms of the Aventus-inspired scents from Parfums Vintage, this one's probably one of my favorites. I really like this one a whole lot. Really, really nice stuff. It just smells phenomenal. I would say this one differentiates from Aventus quite a bit. Their Emperor, Emperor Straight, King Intense, and things like that all are closer to actual Aventus itself. The Pineapple Vintage Intense kind of goes away from it a little bit. It still is inspired by Aventus, but not quite as much as some of those other ones. Again, like I said, it takes that pineapple and some of the other fruits and just bumps them up, and it just smells really nice and bright. So yeah, I was really craving to wear this one. It was a warm day. This stuff really pops in the heat, and I'm glad I broke it out. And again, it does differentiate enough from Aventus to where I felt okay with wearing this one rather than Aventus, since I am trying to cut back. And if it was something like Emperor Extrait or King Intense or something like that, probably wouldn't have went with it, just because, again, those are a lot closer to Aventus than what this one is. So guys, that was it. That was my weekly fragrance rotation from Wednesday, April 17th to Tuesday, April 23rd. Let me know down below what you wore last week, and that's going to do it for this video, guys. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. And that's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.